All right, there's so much work to be done every day, and it seems like I never get as much accomplished as I want. But sometimes things rearrange themselves in order of the most important priority, and lately it has been fencing. As you may well know, we have taken many turns on the fence charger situation, but I think we finally got that worked out pretty good. I mean, it is very nice and hot spark and the whole deal. However, there is still a section of fence in the woods that is not, what do I want to say? It's not been updated, and that was something that we were going to get to. Grandpa really wanted to do it, and I really wanted to do it. It just has never gotten done. And it's been years of cleaning fence, all down there where that tree fell in that video we did a while back, you know. And so I've almost got it clean where I could build a new fence. And consequently, that section of fence is where this one cow keeps getting out. This calf, I guess you'd call her. And anyway, so something needs to happen. And yesterday I went down there and messed with everything, and we can look at that here in a minute. But the corner post is not great. It's rotted off, and it's already had, you know, a metal post put next to it. It's back in the woods. Not easy to get to. I've been trying to clear a path so I could get, you know, post hole digger tractor and little spray tractors through there. And so I was just going to hook up a single wire. It's actually a 2-wire barbed wire fence, and the bottom one's tore. And I thought, you know, instead of just kind of rigging it together with that, why don't I start on that corner by setting new posts to build off of, and then I can put up my 2 wires for now, but they'll have something solid to pull against, and then later on this summer or whatever, I can start stringing the wires for the nice fence. But anyway, I'm gonna go down and see what I can do about that. This little sucker here would probably be the thing to use because it's got all my fence supplies in it. However, I think it's low on hydraulic oil, and I'm not sure if I have any on hand handy, so I might use that John Deere because it's got a canopy anyway, and I'll just take my whatever fence tools I need. But anyway, we will get started right after this. All right, welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. I'm trying to accumulate all the stuff I think I might need to take with me down there. I may have to switch gears with my plan though, because now it's starting to rain, and I really don't want to work on fence in the rain. I mean, as long as they stay behind what's there now, I don't have much of a problem with it. But what I need to do here, I bought one ratchet, and I'm going to get a piece of wire and then use the crimper thing and crimp it on this end, and then leave it long enough that I want to loop it around through the earth anchor, be able to hook it up to the top of the post, and then ratchet it down. Now, because of our differences in fence building style from what he had done and what I do, I'm probably going to be pulling from the end post, which will be actually on the corner, but I'm going to put 3 posts in a line, and then I put 3 boards across it. It looks like an old-time wood fence, and then on the back side I put a panel, and it seems like that setup keeps everything solid on the corners. But if I was building it new, I would have probably put my earth anchor in the middle of my, you know what I'm saying. Maybe you don't, but it'll become clearer later. But what I want to do is get those 3 posts set, and then that way the corner will be good. The corner on this other end is already got a wood post and a panel, and then another wood post on the end, which there is a section of high tensile fence on. So really all I need to do in that section to make it solid or more what I want would be to put a post in the middle and then some boards to help keep it square, because what happens is when you pull on, this is the same thing that the fence wires have on them, and when you pull and tighten them, it makes the posts want to start leaning over at an angle the more you tighten them over the years to take up the slack. So I want to try to get the post straight up and down again where it won't move. And if I can somehow connect it with boards or whatever to the other wood post, then in theory the 2 fences should be canceling out each other all the time, pulling on, and it won't be as much strain on that middle section. But whatever, that's for later down the road to explain. These little ratchets work pretty slick. They work in conjunction with a spring. So there's a big spring on one end, and then it pulls against that spring. And then that way, like if a tree falls on it, the fence can actually go to the ground. You cut the tree off and the fence springs back up, and it doesn't damage your fence as much. Or if they run into it full speed, or deer. Grandpa always put one spring on one end and then the ratchet on the other end. If it's a long run like what this one's going to be, I have usually been putting springs on both ends and put the ratchets in the middle, and it seems like you can get them tighter that way. We did run into some trouble one time with, I'm pretty sure it was the springs and not so much these ratchets, but they weren't conducting electricity through them quite right. So that is something that you have to watch. You know, if it looks like it's not conducting electricity around these, then you're going to have to make a jumper to hook over here, and then on the other end a fence where it goes in, so that the electricity has somewhere to go unfiltered, you know. But enough talking. I'm procrastinating because I see the drops of rain on my window, and that makes me not want to go outside. But I will get a end of wire cut here, and we'll make up this loop, and at least it'll be ready. And if it doesn't look like it's good enough weather to go out and play right now, then I've got something else I can do, which involves just driving to town so I can be in the dry. So I might do that first, and then I'll get the springs and stuff we need to make this rest of this fence, and we can work on making. There's a lot of stuff you have to set yourself up for before you do it, at least the way I've been doing it. You know, there's insulators, and then you make loops to connect everything together. That's the way I've been doing it. And anyway, yeah, so I will sort that out, and I will be back with you directly. All right, so you might be asking yourself some questions if you've never been around fencing, because I've talked about this high tensile fence like I put up this wire, and what's the difference between it and regular wire. Well, here's high tensile fence, and in the back of the truck here is regular wire. And if I set you where you can see the two side by side, yeah, this is a little thinner, but that's even if you had the same thickness. The difference is this: if I want to bend this, it takes a lot of force to bend it, whereas this one you can just easily bend. And that is because this is made to be under very high tension, hence these ratchets and those springs like I was talking about. So you have to have a wire that's going to hold up for the task. Oh, I need to set myself up here. The way you connect it is you do bend it over itself or whatever, and then you got these little sleeves that you put on there, and you can see they have like 2 holes. And then what you do is you feed the wire back through or a second wire or whatever you're trying to connect, and then you crimp them with this tool back here. I have been in the habit of putting 2 crimping sleeves on, because back when we first started doing this, we only put 1 on, and it just seemed like sometimes they would pull apart and it would be the splice that failed. So I always use 2 of them, and sometimes it's a trick to get stuff started because you're fighting whatever. They have like a powdery stuff inside them. I think it's supposed to help them keep good connection, and maybe that's for while you're shipping it or whatever, but anyway, that is a thing. All right, now I do have some complaint about this tool, and I'm sure maybe they make a new one. This we got years and years and years ago when this first kind of came to this area. And what I don't like about it is, to get it open far enough to be able to crimp that sleeve, you have to have it just totally spread open, and you really have no leverage advantage. So I've thought about either welding some length to this handle, or maybe trying to bend them in some way that you can get a little bit better go on it. On the truck here like this, I would call this ideal conditions. It's not as bad, but if you're trying to repair out in the woods, like right now, I need 3 hands. I need one to kind of hold and stabilize this, and then the other 2 to run the tool. And yeah, another thing I'm not crazy about is the tool's not quite wide enough to do the whole entire thing. So I've always been just doing that, trying to go twice. And it turns that oval into a nice round joint. Now it's gonna start to rain severely. And see, this is when I need a extra hand, because I'm running out of ability here. That one I didn't. Let's go to the other end too. Alright. Now it's really starting to rain, so probably gonna shut us down. Alright, so this is done. We'll loop this around the post, and then what we do is the opposite end we will feed through this hole and then ratchet it tight, and that'll get us what we need. However, the rain is going to stop me, so I'm going to switch plans to be more efficient and get something done that I need to do anyway, and go to town. So most people, when they want to make plans with me, they want a nice sunny day, and I say no, I'd rather do that on a rainy day because I can't do anything else. So yeah, this will let's just lay this in our bed of shame, full of everything imaginable. But I'm gonna switch gears, and I'll bring you back sometime when we go down there and do that project. If it rains too much, it's probably gonna be a while, because it'll probably be super muddy down there and I can't do it anyway. So yeah. All right, I think I have all my supplies that I might need. I should have brought the saw though too. I don't know if I can get that tractor back in here or not. Post hole digger tractor probably, maybe. But yeah, sure. This is what we're after here. To replace. Grandpa was pretty adamant about keeping the original wood post for whatever reason, so that you'd always know where the line was. Well, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that he got all the good out of this one, and it's my problem now. I heard that for years, so I guess the time is now. It's my problem. So this should have electric in it from that direction, but I don't know that it's working. I'm going to regret doing this because it's not working. I need to figure out, I think I know where the trouble is, and it's in their nighttime pin. They must have knocked it loose or something. So I'd say we can safely dismantle this, but we need to, we're going to have to put this right back or they're going to be out, see? I don't think they followed me, which is kind of unusual. But what I wanted to do was see if this is actually, like, was it really there or was it farther back and it's rotted off and broken? I don't imagine I'm going to get any of this pulled out in one shebang, which is fine. I mean, I'm okay with this is all going away, but I can't leave this hole open or they're going to figure that out. And sadness will ensue for me. Is this even attached a little? No. Okay, that's probably a good thing, because that means that I don't have to worry about, I guess there is the thing, but we'll just go next to it. We'll figure something out here, because I want to reuse this to pull on it. I don't really want to, what am I trying to say? I don't want to have to change this, because that would be kind of sadness to try to put another one of those in when I got a perfectly good one right here. The only thing I need to decide is, based on my other piece, which one of my 3 posts will I put there? I could potentially put, well, not really, because I guarantee you that tree's roots will interfere. So I guess I'll just put my outside one in this neighborhood like this one was, even though it doesn't really run through there straight. But if I put one there and then anchor it, then I can go so on and so forth down the line. And actually, what I might do is put the wire around that post and hook it to, like, hook the long wire. I don't know, you know what I'm saying. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm doing a lot to try to not have to dig another one of those, because I hate driving those in there. It's next to impossible. So if I put one post here and then go so on and so forth from there, it'll be about right. Because eventually my plan is, I think, I'm gonna put a gate here so I can access this part, because this is not the edge of my property. It actually goes much farther that way and then around. Most of the trees are mine now because the people had it logged and totally destroyed this woods. So pretty well, when you hit daylight on the other side, that's the end of mine. So this is good, because I got to switch tractors now, and I wanted to make sure I didn't need the loader first while I had this one down here. I guess I could walk and go get it, but why would I do such a thing, you know? We'll unload our supplies and probably carry them over here somewhere, because I'm not saying the water's going to come out. It would take a tremendous amount of rain to do that. But my luck would be it would rain 26 inches overnight for no reason at all, and then all my stuff would float away. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I think the post hole digger tractor will be able to get in there, because I can take that wire down. I got enough room to maneuver, and if I bring the saw back with me, or maybe just use this loader for a minute and try to push some of this garbage away, we'll figure it out, friends. We'll figure it out. All right, well, getting that running took way longer than it should have. I guess that's what you get for running them once every 6 months. But I had to sand on the points. I had to take the tube off the carburetor and choke it by hand. I have plenty fuel flow, I just don't have any running. So I would say that there is a carburetor rebuild. Yeah, moo. I would say there's a carburetor rebuild in our future. All we need to do though is get down there and drill 3 holes. And I'll tell you exactly how this is gonna go. We're gonna get all the way out there and it's gonna die and I'll have to walk back. Also, every time this thing sits, the clutch sticks. So I managed to get that broke loose as well. Fun time. Sure. I can also hear that it's probably a little low on hydraulic oil, but whatever. We're gonna roll the dice. We'll hook this up nicely so that if I die out there, nobody will know which way to go to find my body. That's what we want right there. Cyclops. All right. Oh, see? More fun than working on it will be working on it out in the woods when it quits. Oh yeah, now they're all gonna follow us. They like the sound of a 770. They think that means food. Don't die. No. I told you. See, we're gonna get all the way out here, and then we're gonna die. Really see good, I know. here comes our crew that doesn't need to be here and know that this exists, because yeah, that's the last thing we need, is them snooping around this and figuring out that they could potentially get out here. Turn around and go home. Okay. Well, go away. Get out of here. Go. Get out of here. Hey, come on. Move it. Hey, hey, hey. One straggler that doesn't understand the instructions. Yeah, moo to you too. Get lost. It looks brighter on camera than it actually is. It's getting pretty dark, so I might have to abandon ship. I hate to do that. I'd like to be done with this, but it may not happen. I dug that hole and it's already filling up with water. So that's good. Boy, it just makes it harder to focus when you got a audience that won't leave and you're fighting the time clock of daylight. Well, the way I did it, I guess we won't get the full, I could move this, I guess. But the full 16 feet. I don't want to wind up my wire. Sure. That'll give us a guide of where to go to. And yeah, we'll make it happen. I hate to shut it off. I also hate to just leave it run the whole time. Let's shut her down. Let's hope it starts again after a while. But we got to get this done, especially now because, yeah. So, probably not any much more use to film because it's going to be too dark. So, and now the cows are back at, yeah, wondering where I am. I'm gonna set those 3 posts and try to get this tacked up enough where I can, yeah, put the fence back up overnight, and then we'll just see what happens. We'll have to finish it in another installment. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.